Hello, and welcome to the weekly reading. As you can see, the setup here is very ordered and organized, and that is because the energy of Virgo is starting to speak very strongly as the sun prepares to move into Virgo this week from Leo. And Leo is far more flamboyant and colorful and gregarious and a lot less ordered, but usually the sign that comes after has a bit of a corrective quality. So, where Leo may have been getting a little too flamboyant and larger than life, the Virgo energy is now going to come and just temper that back into place and take the beautiful creativity that has surged through Leo season and bring it into reality by dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's. And it is also a sign of natural health and healing and purifying. Hygeia is a goddess that can be associated with the sign of Virgo. And so that is why purify is the oil that has come up. And these are moss agate crystals. This is often known as the midwife's stone. And also in midwifery, there is that preparation, order, cleanliness, etc., and sort of a soothing, calming, healing tone that needs to be set in order for a mother to birth naturally and in her own time frame. And of course, lavender to just calm our frazzled nerves. Virgo is a sign ruled by Mercury, and Mercury will be turning retrograde. Remember, we're already in the shadow, and Mercury turns retrograde in the sign. That also happens this week on Wednesday. And so we have basically Mercury turning retrograde. The next day, the sun moves into into Virgo, and it is the first quarter moon phase. So it's super duper busy this week. And the energy is doing quite a big flip flop from being primarily Leonine and intensely Leonine in the last while into more Virgoic. So remember to pick a card number between 1 and 4, and we will jump into the weekly reading. Remember, this is a general reading. It's not personalized to you. So if you're looking to have a personal reading, do look at my links down below because I do personal readings. And this reading, when you choose the card, that one brings a little bit more focus and personal energy to it, but you have to feel into that for yourself because it is a collective reading. So let's jump in. Okie dokie, here is the big picture of it. And this first card is so Virgo and the second card is so Leo. It is just amazing. So we start the reading with a 9 of Pentacles, upright, really happy. This is Virgo in her happy place. She is pottering with all her natural medicines. She is of service to the world, keen to create remedies and to find peace and balance with nature, and just really beautiful Virgo energy. So if you did choose the first card, you really want to see, where is it in my life that I can start tapping into healthy daily habits that are really going to help me to be the best me I can be, which brings back our Leo energy, because we've still got Virgo, Leo Venus retrograde, and there's still Leo stuff going on. And the residual of that, it's interesting with the Sun card coming up as the second card here in reverse. I feel like as the sun steps into Virgo, and remember that the sun rules the sign of Leo, so he's been at home and now he's stepping into the house next door, you might say. And as he steps in, it's not his decor. And so suddenly he has to kind of not necessarily dim himself, but contain himself a little bit in Virgo's house. And it feels like there might be a little wobble. So especially if you have strong Leo energies, or if you found over Leo season you've had a lot of space where you've become more confident and more sure of yourself and more courageous and being creative and stepping out there and letting yourself shine, and suddenly you go, oh my gosh, what have I been thinking? I'm not good enough, imposter syndrome, or suddenly something that you thought would happen more quickly and easily is suddenly slowed down because the Virgo energy wants to attend to the details. This doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means that it wants us to make sure that we have done all the due diligence and the groundwork so that the foundations of something are good. Because Leo energy is just like, jump in, paint the picture, Virgo says, but we've got to actually have a good structure in place, good systems in place. So if you're feeling that part of yourself that has just been invigorated, and you've been daring to dream and daring to be a creative and daring, being bold and daring greatly, and suddenly you are second guessing yourself, that is the combination of these two cards. But recognize Nine of Pentacles is upright. This is a really nice card, Nine of Pentacles. It's saying, no, you're right there. You're building your dreams. Just stay calm, just stay focused, just check in with the details of things. Bearing in mind, with Mercury going retrograde, this is in one of his own signs of Virgo. This is even more of a need for us to check, well, why did the previous thing that I tried not work? So Mercury reflecting, and how can I do it differently this time so that it does work? So actually this is positive, but it may not feel it for the part of yourself that you finally kind of let out of the closet and allowed to be bold and dream now might be wanting to crawl back in there, but you can't unknow what you know. So just keep trucking. So those two really feel very strongly like they're pulling in those two archetypal signs of Leo and Virgo, and the switching from being more Leo to being more Virgo in the next little while. And then we've got the Knight of Cups and the Three of Wands. And just notice also the only element that isn't reflected here is the Swords suit, which is the air element. And this is where we get the thinking. And it's interesting to me that in a week where Mercury is going retrograde, I mean, maybe we've got enough going on in our minds there with the astrology. The cards don't need to reflect that, but we're not getting the extra worry or anxiety or busy mind that may come from one of the Swords cards. The Knight of Cups is also upside down, and he is ideally in his upright form. He is a younger masculine energy, and this is not really gender because we will all have a Knight of Cups inside, internal Knight of Cups. But he is a younger, so obviously he would mature into the wiser, older masculine as he goes to the King. But as a Knight of Cups, he is young, but not as young as the Page, and romantic and idealistic and really wants to dream the big dream. So maybe that ties into where you have been dreaming from the Sun card that you're suddenly having a wobble with. So here we can see how these two, the Sun and the Knight of Cups, might be linking. So you were on top of the world. You had decided you were going to do this thing that was a dream since childhood, and you didn't think you could do it, but now suddenly you realized maybe I can do it, and I'm just going to put myself out there, and I'm going to just dare greatly. And then suddenly as the Sun moves into Virgo and Mercury goes retrograde and all those wobbles start to happen, that idealized kind of energy, that internal, because think about that stage of life where you're kind of finishing school or finishing university, or you're kind of on the precipice of beginning what you think is the precipice of beginning your life. And there's this feeling of I can do anything, and it's super idealistic, and then life kind of brings you some challenges, and as life goes on we may become a little bit more jaded and doggedly just trudge forward, not really believing in the dream anymore. But when we have that reignited for us, it's a really exciting and positive space. But there's a reason we didn't get there in the first place, and so all those fears come through. And maybe the reason was just that we never really followed through, or we didn't have the courage to fail, because sometimes to succeed, we need to fail a good few times first. And this feels like one of those crunch times, like the dream has been reawakened in you. You have found that youthful, idealistic part of you that believed you really could. And now you're wondering if you were just being silly and you should pack it all back in the box and throw away the key. But actually, I don't think that's what should happen. I think you just need to feel your way through these insecurities. They're normal, they're healthy, in fact. And then recognize that what's the worst that can happen? What really is the problem with failure? I'll learn and I can try again, or I can redirect, or whatever the case may be. Because the Three of Wands, which is a fiery card, which also can help with the fiery nature of the Sun there, this one is upright, and this is also a really great lucky card. And this is where it's like the ships are coming in. You've done the work, you've put in the effort. Just trust in
that. Trust in what you know. And so, even though the middle two cards of this reading are wobbling, the first and last card for me are really holding space for the wobble. And actually, it is normal for us to go up and to go down, to rise and fall. And it's just like the sun dips below the horizon and we sit in the nighttime and we're with our dreams and we're thinking, oh my gosh, can I make that a reality in the light of day? And then the sun comes up again and we get to put in the work. And the work is Virgo. Virgo's really good at putting in the work. And that's actually what's happening here. It's no longer just a dream and an idealistic idea. It's time to put in the work to make it into a reality, to trust in the life experience that's brought you to this point, especially with this Three of Wands, that has you ready for your ship to come in. Ready to, and also there's a patience in this Three of Wands card, which I think echoes the fact that with the Sun card, things might have been slowed down a bit more than you would like. Fire doesn't really like to be slowed down. So there might be this sense of frustration at the slowness of it, but the Three of Wands is unusually calm for fire. It's like, let me just stand here in this particular deck. She's waiting for the set to come in. She's watching. She's taking some time to learn what is the ocean's mood right now and how am I going to ride that wave. And even though this is a fire card, it also is dealing with the ocean and the ocean of emotion and those waves of feelings, even when those feelings are insecurities, are uncertainties, are fears. That's okay too. So just be patient and allow yourself to ride the waves of whatever you're feeling. But in between that, let the Virgoic energy help you to do the work, to just put your head down, attend to the details, trust in the details you've already attended to, and yeah, let your dreams become a reality. You're ready for that. You are ready for that. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to check my link below if you would like to have any private readings with me. I do several different types of readings, so check it all out. And all your likes, shares, follows, subscribes are really, really helpful to help me grow my reach. So thank you very much for watching.